now we're going to kind of flip generations a little bit here, and we're going to hear from a few youth about what inspires them to be healthy and active. And Allison Felix has graciously agreed to moderate this conversation with our, I thought we had four youth panelists. So Allison, take it away.
All right, well, thank you, Shelley. I'm Allison, and one of my favorite parts about being on the council is getting to talk to and learn from amazing kids like we have here, Anna, Hannah, Caleb, and Carly. So I'm just really excited to be able to moderate this conversation. And I think first, let's just start with each of you telling us your name, your age, your grade, and where you're from. So let's start right here.
My name is Hannah. I'm in 4th grade at Lucy B. Barnsley Elementary School, and I'm 10 years old.
All right, thank you.
My name is Anna Galez. I'm 17, and I go to Belmont Tricocia High School in the 11th grade.
My name is Carly. I'm 15 years old. I live in Aldie, Virginia, and I go to John Champ High School.
My name is Caleb Davey. I'm 13 years old. I'm in 7th grade, and I'm from Washington, D.C.
Well, welcome, guys. We're really glad to have you with us. Anna, I'm going to start with you. And you have a long history with DC Scores. And for those of you who aren't familiar with DC Scores, they're this amazing program that uses an innovative model that combines poetry, soccer, and service learning all year long. And Anna, you serve as alumni soccer team, on the alumni soccer team, and as president of the DC Scores Alumni Leadership Board. Can you tell us how you think this program that combines all of these awesome things has helped you?
So DC Scores have helped me to grow up as a leader in so different ways. Starting off by I'm a coach and I'm a ref. And so the way I coach, how you build up to talk little kids into doing stuff that sometimes they don't like to feel comfortable with. And so I'm a counselor too, and sometimes you go through obstacles that it's really hard, but that's how you grow up as a leader. And that's how I grew up with DC Scores, as a leader and having fun every time when I go. So
that's awesome. Since you actually went through the program and now you're able to be on the other side of things, giving back, do you find that really rewarding?
Yes, it is. It's pretty fun. Since I was small in 3rd grade, I really didn't fit in. I was really just a girl that just went to school and that's it. And then little by little, I met DC Scores. They opened the doors, and it was really fun. We had poetry. I expressed myself as poetry. And then in the spring, we would have service learning, and it was actually very much happy and
That's
stuff.
so important, because I think all of us have felt that way in school one time or another. So I think it's great that you're able to be a part of DC Scores and they're able to help you in that way. Hannah, we're going to go to you next. So I heard that you're in the Oasis Catch Healthy Habits After School program. And I think the really cool thing about this program is that you get to learn about physical activity from adults while still having fun at the same time. So can you tell us what is your favorite part of this program?
My favorite part of the Oasis program is that we get to play games, that everyone gets to do them. Like, we play games where we do dance moves, both the kids and the adults, and then we mix them together to make funny dance moves.
That sounds like fun. I think we all would enjoy that. Thank you for sharing. Caleb, so you've recently been taking weekly wheelchair fencing lessons. That sounds really cool, and that's thanks to Disabled Sports USA. Can you tell us what that's like being a wheelchair fencer, and also how does being a part of a team make you feel?
Well, I just started wheelchair fencing recently, and so far, I think it's really amazing that someone could come up with this idea and make disabled people a part of something that Olympians could do. And being part of a team is really great because you get to make friends, and you get to know that everyone's there for you, and you just get to share the love. And it's really great. It's a really good experience.
I love that. I think being a part of a team is so important. I do an individual sport, and so I loved team sports because it's so different, and you get to make friends, just like you said. I love that you said share the love. That's so cool. All right, Carly. So we got to see a lot about what you do, and I have to tell you, I'm a little bit jealous because I think that is so cool that you're the quarterback for your football team, but you're also the ambassador for the Always Like a Girl campaign, an effort to restore girls' confidence by redefining what like a girl really means. And I think a lot of us were really blown away by the Like a Girl commercials during the Super Bowl. I thought they were just amazing. But can you tell us what Like a Girl means to you?
So, like a girl means to me is just give it your all and have confidence. A lot of the younger girls, which was in the commercial that was played in the Super Bowl, it was where the younger girls have a lot of confidence. And then when puberty starts to happen, when they're older, like 15 and above, they just lose all their confidence because they think that if you do something like a girl, then it's a negative thing. But what we're trying to do is bring like a girl to a positive thing and show people that girls can do whatever they put their mind to, and anyone can put whatever they put their mind to. It's just really about your heart, not about anything else.
I think you're a perfect example of that.
Thank you.
Now I want to bring it to our council members. I don't know if you guys have any questions for our panelists. You can go ahead if you do. Jason, you look like you have something on your
For Carly, what was it like with your teammates and your coaches, being a trailblazer?
When I first joined the team, my team was actually really supportive. I did a camp before I started the actual team, and right when they saw that I could do everything that I should do, they were really supportive, and they really were just like, oh wow, you know, even though she's a girl, she can still do it.
This question's for Hannah, and I just wanted to ask a bit about the mentorship that you were talking about. This is awkward with the microphone. Just what do you think have been the most important lessons that you've learned from being a coach or being a ref, and how has that impacted your appreciation of playing sports, and also just your own personal sense of confidence and growth?
So actually, it's really a fun interacting with kids. Like, I don't know, I get excited with them. It's just there, and I have been working with them since like I was a teenager, and it's pretty, I can say it's pretty, like it grows you a leadership, like I said, and I see people would say there's a lot of role models in DC Scores, and I don't see or call them role models. They're actually leaders to me. They're not a role model because a role model follows like a leader, so I call them leaders, and that's how I grew up having leadership in me, and so that's how DC Scores have helped me in throughout everything and grew me up as a leader and opened more doors to me. So.
Jane, did you have a question?
I do, and my question is to Caleb, and I want you to educate us. I want you to tell us what we can do better so that there's more opportunities for you both in your school and community.
What you could do is that I realized that some of the equipment for Paralympic sports are really expensive, so I just think it'll be nice if you guys could raise money to pay for the Paralympic sports so that people could afford them and so that people could use them in their Paralympic sports.
I'm going to follow on with what Jane asked, but in a different way. You know, it's obvious that all of you are having a whole bunch of fun with what you do. How do we, we're going to talk about this later on, but how do we put more fun back into sports and activities for kids across the country?
There can be more games that kids can play, because if kids don't play them, but they play different games than other kids, like group games, sometimes the kids feel excluded.
That's awesome.
It's just like she said, it's fun that not, since you know that what Carly do, like girls sometimes don't want to do stuff. And that happens in DC Scores too, when I work with Lincoln Middle School right beside my school in DC. The girls don't really want to play soccer. They're like, oh, soccer's not my sport. This is just for guys. And like, sometimes if you play as a leader, as I am, they see, okay, she plays soccer. Like, it's something that, it's like, it opens up people to play, and they're like, oh, she plays, so I can play too. And so, like, it's good to have somebody there for you, and it's awesome.
That's great. Do we have any final questions?
I have a question for Carly. How supportive were other girls of you playing football?
Hello? Oh, okay. There was definitely two sides to how girls felt. Some girls were really supportive and really thought that what I was doing was really cool. But there's also other girls that kind of doubted me of playing football and was like, oh, you can't play football, you're a girl. But really, I just blocked them out because it's really my supporters that I care about.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up with one final question to each of you guys. And on our council, we have all these amazing people. We have doctors and chefs, athletes, experts on physical fitness. And we want to make sure that we're doing the best job that we can to be able to get kids living an active, healthy lifestyle like you all are doing. So can you give us any final thoughts or ideas of what we can be doing to better do our job?
You can make sure that kids can get fresh fruits and vegetables, because if they get fresh fruits and vegetables, then they can be more healthy.
That is great. We're taking notes, guys?
So as you can see that a lot of people are on social media more, and they're on their phones, or kids now, in order them to calm down a little, or anything, they're doing something important. Sometimes they just want to play games. I guess that if we had a TV show, I remember when I was younger, I don't know if it still exists, but there would be vegetables, let's say a vegetable named Ben the broccoli. It's like, it would tell kids, oh, yeah, let me eat Ben now, like, you know, and it would energize them more, and they would be happy. And I guess something like that, like a commercial or something like that, it will make kids more interact and eat more healthy things.
Okay, that's great. Carly?
I think in schools now, especially in the cafeteria, they'll make the foods like hot dogs and hamburgers and french fries and all this junk food. I think that the chefs should do more healthy foods, like more fruits and vegetables and salads and things like that, and kind of step away from the hamburgers and corn dogs and all that junk food. I also think that where I live, we stop recess at elementary school, so we don't get recess anymore. So I think that even though that we're in high school and middle school, I think there's still a point where we have to go outside and get our brains kind of stopped from all this homework and work that we're doing in school. I think that will help us in our academic way, and I think it will also help us get more active and just enjoy yourself. And it's also a time to be with your friends and enjoy yourself. So I think recess and definitely the cafeteria.
I agree with Anna. I agree that you guys should step into the social media world and kind of reach kids through social media. A lot of kids go on social media these days, and they look at some things are inspirational and some things aren't that inspirational. But I think you guys should step into the social media world and kind of reach out to them so they can go outside and get off their phones on the weekends, and maybe host more events or activities involving kids and their parents. And yes.
Thank you. Wow, that's some great stuff. Well, I just want to thank each of you guys for sharing your thoughtful experiences and your remarks. And We took some notes, and so we hope to go back and really integrate your feedback into what we're doing. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Well, I'm not sure we need to deliberate any longer. I pretty much think we have our marching orders, right, Council?
Shelley, does
That
that
was
mean
awesome.
that we have 4 extra members on our board
Yeah,
now?
that's right. We may. We have lots of advisors, and that's a good point, Michelle. I know we've talked about that before, and just so the other council members kind of know how we've managed this. But we talked about having like a youth advisory council, and it's not impossible to do that through. There's some hoops to jump through, certainly from a federal government standpoint. It's not impossible, but what we've done instead, purposefully, is we've looked to our partners like the Alliance for a Healthier Generation and Fuel Up to Play 60, who have youth ambassadors that are, I want to say, trained, if you will. They train us more than we train them, but they get to media, help with, being in front of the media and what is the messaging and what are the issues, and they get exposure to programs across the country, including, obviously, in addition to their own backyard. So we've really taken the tact of partnering with folks, and Youth Empowered Solutions is another one, of folks that really have a full-blown program, have it funded, at least in part, and have tapped into them early and often for their wonderful youth ambassadors. And sometimes we just call the local school district and say, hey, do you have a youth that would like to come talk to us, or a group of young people that would like to come talk to us and give us their perspective. So we're not always looking for national ambassadors, but we certainly tap into that group, but also just looking for kids to share their truth with us. So if you all have if you have thoughts on that, or, that might be, if you feel like we should have a youth advisory or ambassador program, we can certainly look into that more, delve a little deeper in terms of the federal government regulations on that. Any other thoughts on that? We certainly have ready access, as you know. And in my tenure here, we have not had a council meeting without youth representation, and nor will we if I have anything to say about it. So, I hope you find that very helpful. And of course now, making sure we're hearing really from citizens of all ages, backgrounds, and abilities in keeping with our mission. So, any other thoughts there? And Allison, thank you again. I know Allison will see our folks out. They might have to get back to school or something today. We tried, kids. We tried to get you out all day. I think some of them have to get back to school. But that was great. So again, that was Carly, Caleb, Hannah, and Anna. Can we give them one more round of applause? Obviously, I think for most of us, this is why we get up in the morning. We get up in the morning because of kids like you saw here, because of adults and older adults like you saw with our model senior city steppers, and to provide opportunities and to work with organizations that in turn provide opportunities to folks just like you've seen here today. And so I think that says it all. That's why we get up.